Hello folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at Mantic Games Orc Starter Fleet for Armada. Okay, so the Orc Starter Fleet for Armada by Mantic. As you can see, you get 3 ships plus all the relevant cards required to play. If I crack this open, Mantic points, very important. How else will you get a zombie running? So, these are well packed. Pop these out. So, all 3 ships are resin cast and will require cleanup and assembly. Wow, that's a lot of resin. What have we got then? Okay, let's move the guns away. We have sets of sails, which are marked HF1, BB2, HF2, so presumably they go for one ship. S2, S3 and S4 must be for another, so on and so forth. They are nice casts, bit bent, although they can be straightened up with water. There is flashing, but the flashing seems to be on the stems in the main. There are also chunky bits of resin for the ships. So we have our 2 standard ships. I believe that is the mouth of that one. We also have this massive fellow. There's a fair amount of dust on him. I'm going to say that's dust from sanding, so mask on. I will do before I clean these up. Front piece and stern for our big ship. And then we also have another prow piece. So fairly busy, a lot going on here. They will require a bath and a cleanup, so I'm going to do that and then get them built, and we'll pull the camera down and have a look up close and personal at how these things fit together. So I should be right back. Okay, so I'm back with the ships mostly built. You'll see why mostly in a moment. Thought I'd just go over the cards. So you get the cards for the ships, so the bombboat, hammer, fist and smasher. And then you also get the fleet cards themselves, so the fleet rules and the upgrades that they can have, which is all very nice, including captain upgrades. You also get a little set of wooden tokens, so you can mark what ships have what upgrades, which is a nice touch, and I hadn't realised that they were doing that. So, starting with the smasher then. So it is our big ship. Rocking all of the cannon. So 4 aft, port and starboard, up the wazoo. Special rules as per Orcs, ram D3. Movement value of 4, so it's a lumbering based, nerve of 55, and the ship points of 74, so it can take 19 points before you have to start worrying about nerve, which isn't bad. Very good in combat as well. And the ship in question is this big thing. So once I got it cleaned up, and assembled. Nothing major. Biggest thing is that is not flush to this. However, I don't mind that too much. I was lining it up with the flames on the inside of the mouth, making sure that they were correct. So it's a bit off kilter here. Could I have done a better job? Yes. Am I worried? No. The reason I'm not worried is the way I base it. So when it comes to being based, I could either sand that down, which I won't, or you can build up the waves underneath it. And the way I do the waves, as you can see on this ship, is using paste, gel paste, and snowflock. So that will be masked anyway. I do need to straighten out these with a bit of hot water. Haven't put the sails on yet, because the sails, I found, having painted the bass lanes, it's easier to keep the sails off, but the sails themselves are keyed, so that only has one notch at the top. This has two notches at the top, so that is not the sail for that. This, with the two notches, is the sail for that, and then they just lock in. As you can see again, these sails are bent pretty much the other way, so again, a dip in the hot water in their future. But once I've got the sails straightened out and the mast straightened out, it'll be 5 minutes work to get them on there once they are primed and painted. Next up we have the hammer fist with its swirling fisting goodness. Again, need to straighten out the mast. Find the right card. So the hammer fist is a bit faster, movement 5, however ship points 38, so half of the smasher. Nerve of 28, less than half. Still a decent amount of cannon, and a good ram value on it. And model wise, delightful. I do love the huge spinny rammy thing at the front. It's ridiculous, just like it should be. Should be a cannon at the very front. However, I think I threw the cannon away when I was cleaning the sprues because I wasn't paying attention. So when you are unbagging these, watch out for a tiny bit of cannon that may or may not look like a sprue gate on those big resin sprues. You have been warned. I wasn't, but you have been. I'll just replace that with a bit of plastic tube to get it on there. But otherwise, simple enough build. Bit of clean up left to do. Slight, I suppose, slippage there. But it doesn't carry through the rest of the ship, so I'm not particularly concerned, because that's resin. I can just carve that back, or putty it up, or because it's orc you can leave it and pretend it's just meant to be there. And last but by no means least, we have the bomb boat. Smallest of the ships, very dinky. It's a little support, movement 3, nerve of 13 and ship points of 18. However, it does have a massive bombard to the front and a relatively small bombard to the rear, and still has time to fit these 3 very tiny cannon in along the side. Detailing's excellent on these. Real ramshackle feel, sort of stitched together. As we can see again, another orcish sail that just slots in there, cutting across the ship. So that is our Orc Starter Fleet for Armada, and it's a lovely set of ships, particularly this big fellow. The Smasher is brutal, or brutal deluxe. There we have it, really nice set of resins. Really nice little sort of starter set. I quite like the little wooden tokens for the upgrades. I hadn't even realised that they were in the box. So there we have it. A good start. You only need that, and probably the booster pack is sufficient for good, long, decent, in-depth games of Armada. So it shouldn't take long to get fleets on the tabletop. Let me know what you think below, and if you're planning on jumping in with the orcs. Until then, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.